Hi, boys and girls. I am so glad that you are here today because this is a mess. I had some friends come over to eat today and we got their food all mixed up. So I was wondering if you would help us get this straightened out because the puppy dog doesn't want to eat a carrot and the monkey doesn't want to eat an ear of corn and the birdie doesn't want to eat a bone. So we got to figure this all out. So could you help me do that? Okay, first of all, we have a rabbit. Hop, 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 rabbit. What do you see on the board that a rabbit might like to eat? Let's see. Oh, I see something. Oh, a carrot. I'll bet that bunny would like a carrot. Let's give the bunny the carrot. Do you think we did a good job? I think so. So that means the doggy, see our little doggy here? That means our doggy gets to eat a banana. That's not going to work. What would a doggy eat? Do you see something that a dog, what'd you say? A bone? You think a dog would like to eat a doggy bone? You're pretty smart. Okay, let's give the doggy bone to the dog. And let's give the birdie the banana. I think this is good. Okay, so we have a bunny rabbit eating a carrot. We have a doggy eating a bone. Those are good. A bird eating a banana, I don't know how that's going to go. Do you see something maybe that a birdie might like a little better than a banana? What do you see? What? Really? Do they like to eat worms? Do you like to eat worms? Me neither. Okay, so you said give the worm to the bird. Okay, so I'm going to take the banana, right? Okay. So the birdie gets the worm and the bear gets the banana. Do you see something maybe that a bear would like to eat? I have a bear with me today. Do you know what bears like to eat? I have some here. Do you know what this is? Do you know what this is? I got to turn it upside down. Honey. Ooh, you see it swishing around in there? Honey is very sweet like sugar. Okay, let's see if we can find some. I see some honey. I see a honey pot. Should we give the honey to the bear? Okay, let's do that. What am I going to do with this banana? Who do you think would like to eat a banana? Ooh, 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 you think? Oh, and this will work out really well because if we give the banana to the monkey, then the piggy can have the corn, and piggies love corn. Oh, let's see what we got. Okay, we got a bunny and a carrot. We got a bird and a worm. We got a bear and a honey pot. We got a monkey and a banana. We got a doggy and a bone. And we got, and a pig and some corn. Thank you so much. Yay! Now, the reason I brought my bear, and you see we have some bears watching our story today too. The reason I brought my bear today is my story today is about a bear. Now, when this little bear was born, Mommy Bear didn't know what to name him. She didn't know whether to name him Patty Bear because he had big pads on his feet. He had really big feet. Maybe Patty Bear, or maybe Berry Bear because he liked to eat berries. But there was one thing that this bear loved more than anything else, and that was honey. So she named him Honey Bear. Honey Bear, isn't that a cute name for a little bear? Well, Honey Bear learned from his mommy where that honey was. But sometimes it's in the little hollow of a tree. And she showed her babies how to get that honey. But the first time Honey Bear went to get some honey out of the tree, it didn't go so well. Because do you know what makes honey? Bzzz. Hello. Bzzz. Honeybees. Well, the first time Honey Bear went to get some honey, the honeybees were still at home. And wow, they weren't happy. They chased him and they stung him. And oh man, it hurt. He went to Mama Bear and Mama Bear had to lick all the boo-boos. And he really learned that if you're going to get honey out of those trees, you better wait till the honeybees aren't too close. Well, that love for honey sometimes got Honey Bear in trouble. Now, Honey Bear lived at the Great National Forest. And he loved it. It was very beautiful there. Now, sometimes these strange creatures would come. Do you see these strange things? Those are called humans, he heard. Sometimes they're called people. And his mommy taught him that you have to stay away from the people. And now he did like this one people. Do you see him with the big hat on? What do you think his job is? That's right. He is the forest ranger. He takes care of National Forest. And Honey Bear kind of liked him because he had such a nice, soothing voice. And he just seemed very kind. But he didn't know. Honey Bear didn't know what that sign said. Can you read the sign? But he knew that those people didn't like to leave food for him. I wonder what it said. Oh, it says don't feed the bears. See, he doesn't know that. But the people weren't supposed to feed the bears. They were supposed to stay away from the bears. So anyway, one day, Honey Bear happened to wander into one of the people's camps. Oh, there was so much food. He lost his mind. Oh, there was honey and apples and sandwiches and pop and wow, it was like having a party and he was having a good time. But then these strange things, these people came back. They were mad. They screamed at Honey Bear and they threw rocks at him and they chased him. And Honey Bear was really afraid. And Honey Bear, ran out of that camp and found his mommy. And his mommy was not very happy with Honey Bear. She took her big paw and she gave Honey Bear a good swat. And she looked at him and with bear language and rah, 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 and told Honey Bear not ever to go near the people's camp again. Well, Honey Bear had a hard time listening because he was just a little bear, just like little people have a hard time listening sometimes. And one day, he could smell that honey. Someone must have left some honey out. And it wasn't even in the camp. It was on the trail. Now, sometimes he could find food on the trail. Like sometimes people would drop an apple core or something. Maybe someone dropped some honey on the trail for him. Now, that's not being in the camp, so maybe that'll be safe. And he went over and he saw that honey. He couldn't stand it. And he reached for it. Ouch! Can you see what happened to Honey Bear? There's the bread with the honey on it. What happened to Honey Bear? It was a trap. Someone had set a trap and Honey Bear went right into it. And Honey Bear's little paw got stuck in that trap and ouch, it hurt. And the more he tried to pull it away, the more it hurt and the more it cut. And he tried to chew, but that hurt too. And then he started yelling for his mommy. Row, 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 row. And Mommy couldn't come because there was nothing Mommy could do. Mommy couldn't open that up, and Mommy had to protect his brothers and sisters. And Honey Bear thought, oh, I'm going to die if someone doesn't help me. And then he got more scared. because he heard a person coming, one of those people things. Oh no, what are they going to do to me? And it happened to be Mr. Ranger. Now, Honey Bear could hardly keep his eyes open anymore. He was getting so sick. And Mr. Ranger came. Now, he had a scary thing with him. Did you ever go to the doctors? Oh, get one of those. Ouch, they hurt, don't they? Well, Mr. Ranger had a shot, had a needle, and he put it into Honey Bear, but Honey Bear hardly felt it because his hand was hurting so much. Well, Mr. Ranger got Honey Bear out of that trap. Do you see he opened it? And he took Honey Bear with him back to the veterinarian. That's an animal doctor. Like you go to a doctor, well, there's a doctor for animals too. And they patched up Honey Bear's arm, but of course Honey Bear couldn't go back into the forest. Honey Bear had to get better. And do you know who helped Honey Bear get better? Mr. Ranger. They got to be such good friends. Honey Bear thought, this people is pretty nice. And Mr. Ranger would play with him every day and take care of him. Well, pretty soon, Honey Bear's paw was getting much better. So Mr. Ranger would take him out and he would keep like a leash on him, like you put your doggy on a leash, so that Honey Bear wouldn't get loose because he didn't want Honey Bear back in the forest yet. Honey Bear wasn't strong enough. But every day Honey Bear got stronger and stronger and stronger. And finally the day came when Honey Bear could go out into the forest again. And Honey Bear had learned some good lessons. He learned that Mommy's right. I need to be careful and I need to be safe. Because if I don't listen to Mommy, I might get into some really scary problems. But he was very thankful that Mr. Ranger would help him. Isn't that a neat story about bears? I was thinking of that today because I'd like to do a little Bible story with you. Remember, we were talking about yesterday how Jesus can calm a storm. Well, there was one time when Jesus sent his good friends. Do you see them all on a boat? He sent them across the lake. He told them, you guys go head across the lake. And you know what Jesus did while they were on the water? Let's see if you can guess. What do you think Jesus did? What do you think he's doing? That's right. He's praying. He is praying. And Jesus loves when we pray. And he showed us how to pray. And he was praying to his Father in heaven. But down on the water, another storm. A storm was a-brewing. And it was getting very, very scary. And his friends, his disciples, were getting very, very afraid. But then they got even more afraid because they're out on the water, they saw somebody walking. Can you walk on top of water? Can you fill your bathtub and walk on top of the water? No, you sink. Well, whoever this was wasn't sinking. And they thought, oh, it's a ghost. It's something scary. And they started going, help, help, help. But Jesus said, oh, it's me. It's me. Only Jesus can walk on water. And they saw that it was Jesus. He was coming out to help them. And one of the men in the boat's name was Peter. And he waved at Jesus. He goes, oh, can I come out on the water too? Come on out, Peter. How fun. And Peter put his feet on the water and he started to walk But Peter and he saw the storm and he saw those big waves and he saw how the wind was just blowing the water all around and he started to get afraid. What's our verse? What time I am afraid, I will trust in thee. But Peter didn't. He got scared. And when he got scared, he started to sink into the water. Oh no, he's going to drown in the water. And he said, "Save me, Jesus, save me." And Jesus came over with his powerful hands and he reached down and he pulled Peter up out of that water. Look at Jesus standing on the water. Isn't that amazing? And he took Peter back into the boat and everything was calm. Now, Jesus said something very, very important to Peter when Peter was sinking in the water and Jesus pulled him out. He said, "O thou of little faith, wherefore didst thou doubt?" Why didn't you trust me? Why did you doubt me, Peter? That's the reason you started to sink in the water, because you didn't trust me. We're going to learn a new sign today, and the sign is trust. Trust. Honey Bear learned to trust Mr. Ranger because Mr. Ranger took very, very good care of him. Peter had to learn to trust Jesus to take very good care of him. So we're going to learn the sign today for trust. Now, I want you to pretend that there's a big mountain in front of you and you're trying to climb the mountain and there's a rope tied to the top and you're holding onto that rope so you don't fall. You trust that rope to hold you up because if you let go of that rope, you're going to fall. Trust. Trust. Can you grab the rope with me? Ready? Trust. Trust. When we trust in Jesus, then we don't have to be afraid. When we trust him to take care of us, we don't have to be afraid. When Honey Bear learned to trust Mr. Ranger, then he didn't have to be afraid when he was at that animal hospital because he knew that he could trust Mr. Ranger to take care of him. And the disciples had to learn to trust Jesus. And when we trust him, then we don't have to be afraid. Afraid. Let's do our verse. Do you remember? Psalm. Do you remember how to say that number? 56, 3. Psalm 56, 3. What time I am afraid, I will trust in thee. What time I am afraid, I will trust in thee. Psalm 56, 3. What time I am afraid, I will trust in thee. What time I am afraid, I will trust in thee. Psalm 56, 3. Now we're going to make it a little bit harder because you're too smart for Miss Kathy. Okay, watch Miss Kathy. What time I am afraid, I will trust in thee. What time I am afraid, I will trust in thee. Psalm 56, 3. Oh no, 2 signs in 1 verse. Can we do that? Can we do that? Who says we can do it? Where's Mr. B? You think we can do that? Mr. B thinks you can. Okay. Afraid, trust. Afraid, trust. Okay. Here we go. Keep our fingers crossed. Ready? What time I am afraid, I will trust. Grab the rope. In thee. What time I am afraid, I will trust in thee. Psalm 56, 3. How did you do? Did you do pretty good? Okay, let's try it one more time. Okay, ready? What time I am afraid, I will trust in thee. What time I am afraid, I will trust in thee. Psalm 56, 3. But you have to make your face look afraid, and then you have to make your face look like you're trusting. I'm trusting in Jesus, okay? So you got to use your face, okay? So you got to use your hands and your voice and your face. You ready? What time I am afraid, I will trust in thee. What time I am afraid, I will trust in thee. Psalm 56, 3. I'll never, never be afraid, for God is watching over me. And night is just like day to him, so I'll never be afraid. Can you do afraid, honey bear? You gotta you gotta put all your paw together, okay? All right, he'll sing it with us this time. Ready? I'll never, never be afraid, for God is watching over me. And night is just like day to him, so I'll never be afraid. Good job. Boys and girls, you have someone you can trust. You can trust your mommy and daddies to take care of you. You can trust them. They'll take care of you. You can trust your teachers to take care of you. You can trust your Sunday school teacher to take care of you. But the person that you can trust the most is God. Because God is all powerful and all seeing, and he can see you in the dark, in the night, in the daytime, under your bed, under your blankets. He can see you and take care of you all the time. So we can trust Jesus to take care of us because he can take care of us. I love you so much, boys and girls. Thank you for helping me with the food problem today. I'll try to keep all those animals straightened out. I love you. See you tomorrow.